So, when last we played with these characters, you had just fled a village with a werewolf.
Certain doom.
And they were dropping werewolves across the countryside, it looked like.
Because that would be what bad guys would do. Dropping werewolves is a really great idea.
That seems very tactical.
Right. So the general setting is early steampunk with a dash of magic. So firearms, things like that. There is a war brewing, and your country is now being invaded by the notes from last week because I needed them.
Tier 3 subs.
So you guys left the village of Olvington, and you were being invaded by the Waymark Imperium.
Glad you wrote that down.
There's a reason why I write stuff down.
So that we don't have to.
Actually, I did write stuff down, but I put my book away because I'm a slacker tonight.
Right. So the last storyline you had started with the pub owner's son, Stephen, bursting into the pub and telling you that the moon had disappeared, then that there were two, and he kept slamming the door open and closed. You guys went out, you were investigating things, trying to figure out what was going on, and as you did, you found a lot of dead bodies, and then you ran up against a werewolf, and it nearly handed you your heads. I believe you did a tactical retreat at full gallop on horseback, and put the village of Olvington in the rear view, and
way in the back.
So we're gonna say this is about 2 or 3 weeks later. You've gotten some experience avoiding the Waymark Imperium's troops. They have at this point not only used zeppelins to move in and lower in troops, and by best accounts, about a half dozen werewolves. But they have also now landed ships. And they've been slowly and steadily moving inland.
These guys are bad news. Where did they get so many werewolves? Let me consult my books.
Even those books.
While you were consulting your books,
Yes.
you found a reference to a lost treasure.
Ooh, we like treasure.
We like treasure.
Most importantly, there's a lost treasure with a renowned sword.
Oh, we really like renowned swords.
A renowned sword that might even have been the sword of one of the fallen kings of Ghent. So it may be, it's sort of not exactly a sign of rulership. You won't be king. This isn't Excalibur. You draw it from the stone.
Of course not. I would be queen.
You don't get to be regent of the nation by drawing it.
That's some BS right there.
But it does have a lot of stories behind it, and it is a famous weapon for slaying monsters.
Well, we need that.
We need a lot of that.
We definitely need that.
By all accounts, it looks like it had been stolen and hidden away somewhere.
Okay.
And in your bit of research, it looks like it had recropped up. At least a sword similar enough had cropped up someplace else in history and was buried in a mausoleum not far from Olvington.
Okay. I hope you could all hear my son laughing evilly, and if you didn't, I'm so sorry. That was hilarious.
It's a villain laugh if I've ever heard one.
He's practicing.
Any rate, so there's it is you believe that it is probably in a mausoleum, just 3 or 4 days north of Olvington, and it puts you unfortunately dangerously close to
A lake? No,
No.
I'm just kidding.
some of the Weimark's troop outposts.
That sounds problematic. It's a good thing I have stealth now. I also picked up riding. Hopefully
Nice.
we picked up some saddles, though.
It's been 2 weeks.
We might have had that. Who knows? I always carry all of my money in my go bag. Because that would be silly. All right.
So, as you head out towards the renowned weapon and the treasure that is supposed to be buried with this hero of the past who had acquired the sword. He is said to have been buried with a large amount of wealth, and the sword is the most notable piece of that. You head off in that direction. It's a rainy night, slight drizzle. Clouds hang low. The air is incredibly chill, so you're kind of bundled up in your robes, probably your cloaks, rather.
Yeah, we're not wizards.
Whatever. And everything is still and quiet. The only sound that you hear at the moment is the soft slurp of mud as your horse's hooves traverse the wet ground. As you come around a bend, maybe an hour from the site of the cemetery that you're heading towards, you see two men dressed in Waymark uniforms at a barricade.
Mr. I am skilled in lies and trickery. Although that's discerning it. Oh no, we're in trouble.
All things lies and trickery.
All things lies and trickery.
He's lying and detecting.
All right. Well, I guess they've probably seen us by now since we can see them and we're on horses. So turning around would be very obvious.
Well, you guys are distant in the shadows, and they've got a bit of a fire there at their barricade. They probably are a little light blind.
Oh, okay. Ooh, maybe we could sneak around them. They're there at the road. It's not like they're...
Or as you said, you could try lying your way past them. You can try either one.
It's not like it's a toll booth on an open prairie.
It's not like it's the only bridge across the river.
Somebody go back and get a bunch of dimes.
Well, what do we want to try?
Or Punk asks a very good question. Which way are they facing?
They're mostly talking to one another. They are kind of keeping an eye out on the road in general. But like I said, they're probably a little light blind because they've got that fire a little too close to where they are because it's cold out and they're using it to keep warm.
We could just knock them out and set it their fire, but I don't think that's going to last for long.
We're sort of in the shadows of a wooded...
It's a wooded area. Light forest.
For now, we probably should just go around.
It's kind of what I'm thinking. Go around and just lead the horses past them and...
Okay, so you're gonna head off a little bit deeper into the woods and try to sneak past.
Yeah, well, they've got that great big fire. As long as we can keep that fire and...
It will probably keep it. It'll probably make it a little bit easier.
Okay.
So this would be a stealth sneaking, a test of a task that involves one of those things.
Okay.
So I believe, Monica, you said you have some stealth.
I do.
How much do you have?
I have 1. I am trained in it.
Okay. How about, are you going to put any effort on this?
Yes, I will put an effort on it. And since I actually have an edge in my speed, it will only cost me 2 points.
All right. What's your effort score on your character?
My effort score is a 2.
All right, so you can spend up to 2 if you want.
Right.
But you're only going to spend
But
1.
I'm only going to spend 1 because I
Okay.
don't want to spend that much speed.
All right, now I am going to give you an asset
Okay.
for the fact that they have a fire going that is actually making it difficult for them to see.
Okay.
So you get to lower the difficulty by 1 for your skill,
Okay.
1 for your effort, 1 for the asset. So you're going to lower the difficulty by 3. For the purposes of the tutorial, I'm going to tell you that the difficulty is also 3.
Oh, so I don't even have to roll.
So it is now down to a 0, and
But I
you'll make
still
it
rolled a
pass.
14. I've broken the
'Cause they're-
first roll is always a 1.
Right. So these guys are level 3, so their vigilance is level 3,
Okay.
and the circumstances around it make it a little bit easier. So you don't even have to spend anything
Okay.
or roll anything because you've spent stuff.
Because I spent stuff.
Okay. How about you? Where are you on this?
I have no sneaky yet.
No sneaky yet.
No sneakies yet.
All right.
So I will definitely be spending effort.
Okay.
I will spend 2 levels of effort,
All right. Now we'll also lower the difficulty down to 0.
which will cost me 5 points.
So you spend a bit of effort, and you guys start into the woods, using the woods as cover, and you slip past the 2 guards.
Yay!
As you guys make your way through the woods, you can kind of keep an eye on the fire as you go past, and you can see, and you overhear them saying some things. You can kind of make out that they're speaking in the language of the Imperium, and talking to one another and laughing.
Neat. What are they saying?
Yes.
Go ahead and give me a perception roll
Okay.
to make out what it is that they're saying.
I am also trained in perception,
I'm very trained in perception.
but I only rolled a 9. But I am still trained in perception.
It's okay. I rolled a 10. Don't feel too bad.
Oh, good. So we both have successfully hit level 3.
Okay. You both succeed. This is another level 3 task. Just because they're not being particularly quiet, but there's a bit of distance between you, and it is raining and doing other things, so setting a difficulty of 3. With difficulty 3 that you guys both made, nobody rolled anything special, you can make out snippets of the conversation enough to realize that they are the edge of a camp. That there is an encampment.
That's
They
not
keep
good.
talking about back at camp. And the indication is it is not far from where you are.
Is it like a language barrier, or is it more
This-
that we're just not able to hear it?
It's that you can't hear it. I mean, it's raining. You've got wind through the trees. I mean, it's not raining hard, but there's a little bit of that, just all the general night noises, and the distance. They do have kind of thick accents, so I mean, it's not entirely
All I can
language
think of,
barrier, but
all I can think of is the bandits in Fable at the broken bridge. In Fable 2. Why are we keeping watch here? There's no bridge. It's not like anyone's gonna sneak up on us.
but it's broken.
Sorry. It's all like,
You should play that game again because if you do Hammer's father's funeral
Uh-huh.
and laugh the entire time, she'll ask if you ever shut up.
so like real life.
Yeah,
Okay.
my everyday.
Your everyday. Okay, so you guys move through the the area. I mean, you, probably a little bit more carefully now.
If we can, I'd like to hang out for a few minutes and
Sure.
keep listening.
Sure.
Just because my Babel ability,
Do you want to creep a little closer?
I'm probably good where we're at. As long as I can just hear the language for a few minutes,
Okay.
it'll enable me to speak it.
Okay. Sure. So you listen for a bit longer, and the few things that you probably needed to pick up for the Waymark Imperium's the Imperial language,
Their syntax.
yeah, you pick up. So he sits there and listens for a bit.
Okay,
Oh.
I think we can go now.
If you're going to talk like that, we're not going anywhere. All right.
All
So
right,
we continue to sneak on.
Okay.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Give me another one of those stealth rolls.
Okay. No, I rolled a 10.
I rolled a 17.
But I failed to actually declare that I was spending any effort. So I'm only sneaking on a 10 with with my training because I forgot.
Okay. So you have, you made.
A level 3
So
with
you've got-
one
you've got a
with
training.
with reduced by 1.
Okay, so you reduce the difficulty by 1 step. So
So it's still 4.
becomes- and then you rolled a 10.
10.
Okay. And then, what did you roll?
I rolled a 17.
You rolled a 17.
Show off.
Well, now I can move in their language. So they don't notice it.
So you're sneaking along,
Good point.
and you think you think you're doing okay. Certainly quiet enough that you didn't draw the attention of the two scouts or the two sentinels.
Mm-hmm.
However, as you're walking along, you snap.
Of course I do.
Branch cracks underneath, and not very far away, you see 2 yellow eyes gleam at you out of the darkness. And there's this low and you hear a rattle of the chain.
Kitty.
Kitty in a trap, maybe.
And then you hear this gruff, "What is it, girl?"
Oh no, we're in trouble.
And then there's a bit of clinking on the chain. What are you doing?
Panicking. We can't really ride the horses through the woods at this point. It's too dark.
You can see a figure near the an outline of a figure near the eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all cloaked in shadows. But it looks like that figure has bent over and is doing something with the chains.
When he spoke, did it have the Waymark accent?
Oh yeah.
You want to try talking your way out in the dark? I'm thinking we're going to be fighting, but we might be able to talk our way out in the dark there.
This may actually descend into a fight.
Yeah.
Try talking.
You've got the accent. It's terrible, but I mean, they're terrible.
The more I use it, the better it'll get.
Exactly. Just tell them you're drunk.
How different is what we're wearing from?
Pretty different. You're not in any sort of military uniform. Most of these people so far have been in military uniforms. Mm-hmm.
But we are also in the dark.
Yeah. Since we're leading the horses, let's continue leading them. If we make any more noise and they start coming after us, we can always shoo the horses off, let them run, which should draw any attention away from us.
Okay.
At least for a bit.
Okay. This horse saved my life. I can't believe you're just going to throw it out there as bait. But okay. I mean, Andrew will kill him off. That's fine.
Me?
Andrew loves to kill horses.
I don't love to kill horses.
Well,
They just tend to be more fragile than players, the PCs.
We lost an entire herd of horses once. Anyway, so, all right. So we're going to continue to advance, is what it sounds like.
Okay.
And then hope that Malcolm has the ability to talk our way out of it. Because that's
Right.
what he does.
Pick Vanna up and put her in her messenger bag.
Okay, so you pick up Vanna, and as you guys are kind of making your decision and heading that direction, you hear, "Get it."
They think it's a rabbit or something.
Roll initiative.
Oh, yay. I love rolling initiative. 8.
Now, initiative works a little bit differently in this, or at least the way I do it, works a little bit differently. There's a really simple way to keep track of initiative that I like to do, which is I know the level of the critter involved. So I write down in this case, the war cats on my little bit of notepad here.
War cats. I noticed that was a plural.
Actually, it's not. I was going to say the war cats initiative.
Oh, shoot.
So the war cat has a level of 4, but it's fast. So it initiative's like a 5.
Yeah, the exchange of looks between Scott and I when you said that while you were writing down was like, oh.
So it is a target number of 15.
I didn't get that.
So difficulty 5. How many steps did you lower yours?
I,
We'll walk through it. Just so
I
we can
didn't
walk
lower
through
it at all.
You didn't lower it at all.
So I have a difficult.
So
I'm
what did you
a
roll?
2, an 8. I
So
got
you-
it.
so
So
you
I
rolled an 8.
level 2.
Right, but you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Just because we know that the target number is 15.
Yes, so much
So
lower.
you're much lower than that. So we're gonna put Monica on this side of the war cat. Scott, what did you get?
I rolled an 8. I wasted an 18.
You didn't waste an 18.
No, you can hit the
It's
war cat.
initiative. I wasted an 18.
Yes, but you're on this side of the war cat. Did you lower the difficulty by any steps? Or?
I did not.
Okay. All right, so you didn't spend, neither one of you spent anything. But Scott, you still go first. You can see that the cat has been unchained and is being unleashed in your general direction.
Have very little that will affect a cat, a war cat, unless it's vulnerable to cryptography or being fast talked.
No, probably not.
What a good try.
Right?
Maybe your weapon?
I do have one of those.
I'm thinking maybe you should get that
I'm
out.
actually going to use. I'm going to ready the cleaver that
Okay.
I picked up from the inn.
Sure.
Oh, that's right.
Neat little things, cleavers, because they're a softer blade, so they're better for hacking into bone.
Mm-hmm.
That's your
And
deli lesson for the day.
And that would be a light weapon, so it's going to do 2 points of damage when you hit, but it also reduces your difficulty by 1 step automatically. So, you pull out this cleaver, and I'm assuming you're not going to move up on it or anything.
No, I'm actually going to try and keep it sort of tucked in or behind my cloak so it doesn't reflect any light.
Okay. The war cat comes pouncing into the area with a tremendous roar, and actually, we're going to do this. It attacks you, Scott, first.
Well, I smell delicious.
You do, and you actually have. Not only do you smell delicious, you have a small animal that also smells pretty good.
My poor fox.
Yes. So it comes for you. The fox is actually probably the thing that has drawn most of its attention. So it comes at you with a claw.
Okay.
So you're going to need to make a speed defense roll.
Of which I have none. So,
Okay. So you're just going to make a raw roll.
Yep.
And it's going to be difficulty 4.
I'm going to fail that miserably.
Okay. So
Not so miserably as to botch, though.
All right. So you take 4 points of damage.
Gross.
Yes, the war cat inflicts 4 points of damage.
Sorry.
And then we're going to intrude on Monica. Now, GM intrusions are one way that you can get experience points. We didn't talk about how you earn experience points before, but the easiest way to earn experience points is with an intrusion.
Who will I give this to?
Give him to Deborah.
Tomorrow I will.
Okay.
When you get a GM intrusion, the
Wait.
GM hands you 2 experience points. One you get to keep, and one you have to give to another player. And that can be for any reason whatsoever. In this case, it's automatically going to go to Scott because we were really only playing with the 2 of them. And they don't want to hand it back to me.
No, you don't get any XP. You stink.
An intrusion means that something unexpected and problematic has occurred. Something that kind of ups the drama, makes things a bit more interesting. So in this particular case, the realization is that there wasn't just a cat. You were right. There are multiple.
See, I told you so.
Dang it.
This one comes sneaking up on you from behind and leaps on you from the shadows.
That sounds so bad. All right.
So you need to make a speed defense roll.
All right. Well, since I do actually already know a little bit more about the problems with these cats, I am going to spend some effort on that. And I am actually going to spend both of my efforts because I'm going to need that. So it will cost me 4.
Okay.
Is my horse between me and the cat? Could it be partial cover?
No.
Gosh darn it. You're no fun.
I have no fun. I'm terrible.
You are no fun. Well, it's a good thing you just gave me XP because I rolled a 5 and I'm just not thinking that's going to be enough.
Okay. And I also gave everybody an XP to start with. So that just takes you down to 1 XP left over.
I got a 20!
Well, that means
I get my XP back. Or no, I get my effort
you
back.
get your effort back.
I get my effort back, which is actually more important, more useful.
Right. So when you roll a natural 20, it does a couple of different things.
First of all, Monica is always astonished when she rolls a natural 20, so there's always a little bit of celebration.
Yay!
Yay! We do the wave.
So on a natural 20, any points that you were spending, you don't have to spend. So those don't get spent. The other benefits, you can get usually there's a narrative benefit that comes out of this.
Well, I'm already
In this
holding
particular
my quarterstaff
case-
staff because we're walking.
I'm going to say that it kind of leaves itself vulnerable, and you can go ahead and hit it twice.
Ooh, that's assuming I'm actually going to be able to hit it.
It leaps over you
Mm-hmm.
because you avoided it. It lands in the mud and kind of loses its footing. So there's a little bit of it kind of slides, and its feet are stuck in an unfortunately overly damp portion of the ground, and it's got a bit of it's kind of like shaking its paw and glaring daggers at you, but
That's only unfortunate for it.
it is somewhat vulnerable to being attacked more than once, which you can go ahead and do.
All right. So I've already spent so do I get my effort back then?
Yeah,
Or-
you get your effort back from what you spent.
Okay, because I got the points back, but I didn't know if I actually can use it again in this round.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you can usually only use your effort that number of times per round. All right.
I'm not certain how it's supposed to work on a natural 20, but I am of the opinion that you should be allowed to be awesome.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend one effort on the first attack
Okay.
and then take my chances on the second.
Okay.
So I have 2 edge in my might pool. So that will cost me 3.
Okay.
Math is fun. I got a 10 on that first one. So that was reduced by 2. And a 20 on the second one.
That's 2
Well, if I was
20s.
going to get a 20 on one of them, that's the one to get it on. But I
Yep.
don't get my effort. I don't get my
You didn't
my
spend
points
any
back.
effort on that one,
I didn't
so.
spend any effort on that one.
So for the first hit,
I probably missed.
you lowered the difficulty by 2 steps. You don't have any attack bonuses, and you're not using a light weapon, correct?
Correct. I'm using a quarterstaff.
Which is a medium weapon, so
Right.
it doesn't lower the difficulty.
But
anymore.
is it at any disadvantage because it's mired in addition to
No,
Okay.
not beyond what I gave you.
Okay.
The ability to take the extra attack. So, it was defending as a 4.
So I did not get so it was enough.
So it is enough.
It is enough. So I hit it twice. And I got a natural 20. So
So
the first
on
the first damage will be 4.
Right. The second one, when you're doing combat, and it's an attack, the special ability for your attack rolls is always extra damage. In the case of a 20,
It's 4.
it's 4.
So 17 is 1, 18 is plus 2, 19 is plus 3, and 20 is plus 4.
So you're doing
12 points of total damage. Unless there's any armor, it's 12.
now.
Yeah. 4 for quarterstaff.
Mm-hmm.
4 for quarterstaff. 4 for a 20. 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12.
Right. I thought you were playing. I forgot you were.
No, I'm just like...
That we're fine.
We're not using critical multipliers.
No, I know that. I was thinking that the weapon did more than 4. I forgot it.
Nope,
only
it's
did
a
4.
well,
right, it's a medium,
I
so it
assume
does
it's
4.
a medium. That's
is.
what it looked like, yeah.
All right, so 4, 4, and 4. That's 12 points of damage. It does have a hair of armor, but not a whole lot. And armor just lowers the damage by its value. So it's only going to lower off 2 points for the armor because it has an armor value of 1.
And then I hit it twice.
And you hit it twice, so that'll be 10 points. Okay. You hit it solid.
Yes. Bad kitty.
And that brings us down to Malcolm.
I will also hit the kitty.
You will hit the other
The
kitty.
other kitty. Nine. With the light weapon, so it should hit target 4.
Okay. You hit.
Excellent. For a whole 2 points.
Okay.
Then armor.
Then armor.
You tickled it.
Oh. My bad.
Mad.
Yes.
Okay. The cat is a little mad, and it hisses
Are
and
these essentially mountain lions?
yeah, kinda,
Okay.
Of course
and it bites at you.
they are. Bad kitty.
These are mean cats.
Right?
Yeah, we should take them out.
And I just missed a diff 4.
Okay, so you take 4 points damage.
Dang it.
And then we roll back around to Monica. Oh, sorry.
Notice
There's
the
still
cats
a
get to
cat.
attack now.
It extracts its paw from the muck and the mire, and it lunges at you with claw. And it's actually kind of comes at you with both claws. Doesn't really change the damage any, but we're gonna.
Oh, why didn't I think of that? I get out the laser pointer.
Have a laser pointer.
We'll fast talk one into existence.
All right. Okay. I am going to spend 1 effort to reduce for the speed
Do the
defense.
horses help at all, since these are predators and
The horses are kind of shying away and
Probably panicking.
yeah, starting to whinny loudly and.
Which is inconvenient. Oh no, I rolled a 7. I'm gonna go ahead and take my chances on this hit.
Okay.
How much damage? Probably
4.
4. Okay.
You'll notice that the damage is also static for the most part, coming from the monsters. That is because they do damage equal to their level, typically. That can be modified out.
no, they can't run. If they run, Andrew can't kill them.
Yeah, no, the horses have to stay. They have to die. I mean, that's their lot in life and everything. All right. Okay, so that cat hit me. But I'm going to get even
Okay.
when it's my turn. But I think the other cat has to attack Scott.
It just did. That was the one on you. Scott
I've
already
been
dealt with
attacked
it.
twice.
He got attacked.
Oh, okay. So now it's my turn?
It is now your turn.
Well, I am going to use the cipher that is loving, which is so appropriately titled "Feeling Offensive." So I see an opening. The difficulty of any attack is decreased by 1 step,
Okay.
and then I'm also going to spend another bit of effort on that.
Okay. So how much effort did you spend?
Well, I spent 1 already this round in speed defense, which was for naught, and then 1 to attack. So I can only spend 2 in a round. So now I've spent my 2, but only 1 of them on the attack. But it's still lowered by 2
Okay.
because of my asset. A 16.
Wow, your dice are on fire tonight.
Shh! Don't tell them that.
Apparently they don't realize it's you rolling them.
It's the
I
horns.
should tell them.
It is the horns. I'm wearing the horns from now on. Oh, okay. All right. So a 16 and reduced by 2. I didn't even have to reduce it. Now I feel cheated. Anyway, that's okay. I don't feel cheated. I feel awesome because I just did it for another 4 and it can't have too many more hit points.
Okay. It is looking not so good. The one on
You need
Malcolm,
to start,
on the other hand,
you need to start
it looks
hitting it
fine.
Hard. You need to start hitting it harder.
Hit it with the horse.
I don't think that's how.
After
that
Monica
works.
acts, but before Malcolm gets to act, there's a crack of gunfire.
There's
Scott,
Yo.
make a speed defense roll.
Dang it. Oh, no, that's okay. 17.
Well, the good news is that the handler is a lower level than... So the shot goes wide.
shooting into melee is always a terrible idea. Too bad you didn't roll a 20. He could have shot the cats.
Take what I can get.
So, shot goes wide. You can actually see it like splinters woods off of one of the branches of the tree, and
Probably gave it away his position too.
you can see him. I mean, he's still about where he was when he released the cats, or at least one of the cats.
All right. Using Babel and fast talk. Isn't hostile. Spin identity, understanding, throw. Using Babel
Mm-hmm.
in Imperial.
Okay.
Call off your damn cats.
Okay. While you're telling him to call off the cats are still taking their initiative.
That's fine.
And go ahead and give me a diplomacy roll.
I got some of that.
Or
Yay.
intimidation if you want to be intimidating.
Or intimidation.
So whichever you want, whichever way you want to go. And you did call off the cats. It doesn't really. How are you approaching this?
With lies and trickery, like we always do.
He hasn't lied yet. I won't give him that.
Oh, that's right.
No, that's fair. How does a speaker not have... That's just dumb.
What did you fail to take?
I was like, how does a speaker not have, like, diplomacy?
Well, it's a skill. Did you think to take it? Yeah, no, me either.
Who does that?
I know, right?
So just start off with...
Well, again, anybody can try anything.
Yeah,
That's one of those things we didn't cover earlier, but anybody can try anything.
Right, it was 15
Okay.
on the roll.
15 on the roll?
Yeah, so it'll be an unaltered 15.
Okay. So I'll keep that in mind when we get to that part. And you're doing this as an intimidation or as a...
Let's start with intimidation.
Okay. So...
Because I'm pretty irritated.
Okay, fair enough. So the war cats... they attack each of you. So go ahead and both give me a speed defense roll.
Yay!
Again,
16.
it's claws.
16.
16. Okay. I'm going to intrude on Scott because, you haven't had a bad enough day yet. You've only been shot at, mauled on. So the claw grabs your clothes.
Are you going to take that XP so we can take it?
Or are you going to spend?
Are you gonna...
I'm actually going to avoid this one.
Okay.
Wow.
So you can do this. You can spend an XP to avoid taking on...
Mostly because I'm hurting.
So that claw catches onto your sleeve, and you're pretty certain if you hadn't let your sleeve get ripped and you kind of tear it away, that it would have probably pulled you in closer and either gotten you with its teeth or with its other claw. But you managed to rip your arm free. It does tatter some of your clothing, but that's a small price to pay in comparison to the severe mauling you probably would have gotten. And Monica, you just avoid.
Bullet time.
Yeah, well, you just avoid getting slashed with another claw. And that brings us to you.
All right. Well.
Are you going to finish off this cat?
Yeah, I'm going to try. I can only spend one effort. I was thinking about healing, but... I'm going to actually give you my other XP and hope I get a better roll than a 6. Oh, a 7. That's so much better.
It's improved.
Yes. Oh, I wish I'd healed.
Hey, Lynette, we need.
Oh.
No healer in this party.
Dang it.
That
Just your recovery
stinks.
rolls. Okay. So you missed the war cat,
Yeah, I did.
and the handler kind of backs away. He doesn't quite call them back, but his gun lowers. Clearly intimidated, but you haven't scared him enough that he's gonna, countermand the orders he's been given by people who scare him more. So he kind of like backs away a little bit and kind of shrinks down on himself. So the gun is no longer pointed in your direction. What do you do?
At this point, I will use Terrifying Presence.
Okay.
Doesn't cost me anything now because I have an edge of 2.
Okay.
If our mission is hindered because of your ineptitude, heads will roll. Call off your damn cats.
Okay. There's a little bit of lies and trickery going on there, too.
Yes, there is.
So I'll go ahead and give you that applied in there.
18 on the die.
Yay!
Okay.
Now, if you could just convince the cats of that.
Right?
Because we're still going to
you
have a
can see
problem.
you can see for the moment he's like staring at you. His eyes have gone really wide. His shrunken demeanor gets a little bit more shrunken, and you can see his mouth slowly working at something. And the war cats again lash out with at both of you.
Yay. All right, definitely spending effort on speed.
All right, so you spend a little speed effort. Are you spending any effort on speed? Just gonna trust
No,
your.
I'm just gonna, yeah. Just
Okay.
because.
Because why not?
Because I'm hurting.
Okay.
I lowered it by 2 and I rolled a 10.
Okay. That's enough.
Thank goodness.
I've got a 14.
And you've got a 14, which is just enough.
All right, on my turn, I am going to make a recovery roll because, ouch. Which we actually didn't cover.
We didn't cover that. So whenever you start to get hurt, you can start making what they call recovery rolls. The first one only takes a single action. The second one requires 10 minutes. The third one requires an hour. And the last one you can take in the day requires a full night's sleep. And what a recovery roll does is you roll 1d6 plus plus your recovery roll modifier, and you can add those points back into a pool. So what did you roll, Monica?
I rolled a 2.
All right, you can split those up. They don't have to all go into the same pool. You can break them up however you want.
But
So-
I also have a +2 because of.
All right, so you get 4 points back, and how are you spending those points? Or
Well,
how are
I'm
you
gonna.
restoring those
I'm
points?
going to put 2 in my might pool and 2 in my speed pool because I was down to 4. No, I'm sorry, 3 and 1 because I was down to 3 and 4. So I had 3 might and 4 speed. So I'd like to have enough to spend
To have
another.
a little bit of wiggle
A little
room.
bit of, yeah, because I don't want to go below 0 on either pool, or go to 0 in either pool because the overflow would be bad.
Okay.
These kitty cats are
So
getting
you
on
take
my
it.
nerves.
So you take an action to recover.
Yes.
So that's your moment. The handler kind of keeps moving his mouth very slowly, and he wets his lips, And it takes him several false starts before he actually managed to get off a good clean whistle, and the cats kind of settle down warily. The very badly injured one slinks away from you, Monica,
As he should.
towards the handler.
Dragging
both
that
are-
leg that
they're
I've
both looking at-
crushed.
They're both glaring at the pair of you.
Well, that's good because we're glaring at them.
The horses calm down a little, but they are still panicking.
I look at you.
Mm-hmm.
And I whisper, "Stay quiet.
Of
You
course.
may not like this."
Okay. I like everything.
Okay, what do you do?
What is your name and rank?
Private Gustav.
He's making notes.
I know. It's because he's going to have to remember the name for later.
Yep.
Private, I swear to you, if we have missed our rendezvous,
I didn't realize you're dressed like the locals, and you were coming in without. You didn't come through the checkpoint, and I.
we are under strict orders. Appear as peasants. Collect their lores.
Yes, sir.
Go back to your station.
Yes, sir.
Tend to your animal.
He goes down and chains the two cats back up, and come, girls. And he heads back over the little bit of a rise where you saw him before, deeper into the forest, towards what you can now see are flickering lights of campfires.
Wow, you must sound like the captain.
He's gotta sound angry.
All right. Well, you want to take that recovery roll?
I sure as heck do.
And then after that, we'll take 10. This is bad.
You can also do medical healing.
Yes, and I actually have a subtle cipher that allows me to do that, but I'm going to hang on to it for the moment.
You can do that. You can always do that anyways as a skill.
Yes, but this helps me to reduce it
roll.
by one
Okay.
difficulty, one step. So,
I will look around real quick for any kind of like moss or things that can be used to create like a medicinal paste.
Okay.
Just even if it's just like a
So you're gonna try to gather. You're gonna
like a
try
liquid Band-Aid almost.
You're gonna try to kind of find something to be an asset for when you do a healing check.
Because I have just the thing.
Oh, look at that!
What
We
do
have a
you
cipher that's just the thing.
just the thing. That's awesome.
I'm gonna MacGyver some
Stuff together?
medicinal stuff.
Excellent.
It's medicinal, I swear. Ooh, 17 on the die.
Okay.
And lowered by a step.
So how many points are you gonna try to restore?
How many can I?
Actually, would you hand me the black book there?
Oh, the one that's underneath everything else. Excellent.
That'd be the one.
My gird. Hang on, I gotta go off cameras. Terrible.
Bear with us. We don't do a whole lot of healing in our regular cipher game.
Because
Because
we
we
actually
have-
have a healer.
We have an actual magical healer, and so I always end up needing to kind of do a quick glance through. So normally I wouldn't do this, but it is something that we can do, and I should have written it down before we did this feed. Somebody want to
Talk.
see if there are any questions or talk
Well,
to people
so far
in
they
chat while we're...
so far they're just giving us advice on how to
To deal with the
kill the
cats.
bad guys. Yeah, get out our laser pointer.
That was a good one, though.
Yeah, it was a good one. Too bad we don't have laser pointers.
But I have just the thing.
Yes, which is almost as good as a laser pointer. So one of the things that, as Andrew's looking this up, typically ciphers are gathered just like any other treasure. Certainly in Numenera, they can be little magical bits and bobs. Numenera's magic is based on the premise that any technology that far exceeds the ability for an individual to understand can be perceived as magic. So all of the magic in Numenera is just incredibly high-powered technology. In the Cypher system, they are considered, they're called subtle ciphers for just that. They are more like just a little bit of a boost. Maybe it's a little bit of a mental boost and stuff like that. So sometimes picking those up,
Well, like the ones that you used, for
right.
instance, because I have the answer to the question. You were feeling offensive, so you had a boost. Scott had one that was just the thing, so he had just the right item, either close to hand or actually on his person to solve the problem.
Yeah, so gaining those is a little bit more not as gathering stuff in character in the same way, like, you know, pilfering bodies and stuff like that, or breaking down things. So, but you can find them, and you do. In Numenera, you will never hear anyone talking about gathering gold for treasure. You will get shins, and that is shiny things. And shins in one town are different than shins in another, and there's a lot of... But
meandering, and I have the answer.
I'm sorry, we have the answer. We have the answer.
So you're going to set basically the number of points you heal, and this is how I thought it was.
Okay.
Sets the difficulty. So to heal 1 point, it's difficulty 1. To heal 10 points, it's difficulty 10.
So I can't just decide after the fact.
Right.
Dang it.
Well, what did you roll, and we'll have decided that.
I rolled a 17.
Oh, he decided on 5.
Which is
He
cool,
told
I
me
reduced
that.
it one step.
He told me that. No, then you decided on 6. What a coincidence now.
I could have gone 4.
All right. That's fine. We'll split it a little.
This is what happens when we don't know the rules for things.
Right.
Rules.
Or we start rolling before we have a difficulty set.
Yep.
So yeah. That's how you do it. That's how you do healing.
Okay. Good to know.
Yes. It does take a little bit of time to do that, but it's time you can kind of take at the moment. Since you've
Right.
now,
I was going to say, so can we take 10 as well?
if you want.
Yeah, I do.
Of course, you are really close to their camp, and if he starts,
Second guessing himself.
All right. Well,
or
we should...
talking to people,
So I think we're going to probably... Can we see the camp now?
you can see the lights of it.
Okay. So where in relationship to the camp is the cemetery that we're headed to?
It is on the other side of the camp.
Okay, so is it like directly on the other side?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay, so we'll have to either go through it or around it.
Yeah, the road that you were on before that's not too far away from where you are kind of makes a straight line for the, more or less a straight line on the map. It goes straight towards the cemetery. So the cemetery is on the other side of the encampment.
Do we want to try to go in and get uniforms, or do we want to just walk around this place in the dark? Chances are we're going to run into more people, though.
We should probably try to get the uniforms. It'll help with the deception.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like a plan.
You're gonna sneak in and get uniforms.
Well, we have been known to have
Sneak is a
really,
funny word.
we've been known to have really good ideas, but this doesn't seem to be one of them. I know Andrew. Look on Andrew's face says that is not what he expected.
No, it
No,
really is not.
No, going around is the better plan, but you're absolutely right that because there's a chance we're going to run into more like perimeter guards who like to release the cats first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you told this part of the story. I mean, you've set us up for that.
That's fine. Anything goes. This is very, very sandboxy tonight.
All right.
And as all GMs will ever tell you, it doesn't matter how much or how little you prepare, your players will go in a direction that you did not plan for at all.
I mean, if you had just put the cemetery a little bit,
You're
to the
welcome.
north, we could have just walked there. But no, there had to be a camp between us and them.
It's okay.
Okay. So we'll continue
We
to
can just go
kind of.
knock.
Sure, I'm sure that'll work great. Why don't we do that? I mean, you're a fast talker. Why not?
Well.
What could possibly go wrong? All right. So we'll head toward the camp. Try to kind of head the same way the cat handler did, because he's probably this is probably his area, and so we won't necessarily
Pardon me.
encounter anybody because he's supposed to be patrolling here. So we kind of try to follow him somewhat.
All right. So you're going to not so stealthily follow right behind the trainer.
I didn't
the
say
animal
not so
handler.
stealthily. I didn't say anything about not stealthily. I'm thinking we should still be stealthy. I'm just
Especially
thinking
since we
that
took a few minutes to
Okay.
clean our wounds up a little bit.
Sure.
so we would like to stealthily continue forward.
All right. You did take some time, so as you kind of follow in the direction that he went, you make it towards camp, and you can see the cat handler now just with one cat heading back, talking to somebody else who is moving with some authority and some speed, and is barking orders to other people.
We're in trouble. We should probably move.
We should keep going.
So now we'll divert to the north, or to the side, perpendicular, to run parallel to the side of the camp.
Okay. At this point, you also realize that your horses are probably going to not be able to hide very well. You might be able to hide pretty well, but moving and hiding the horses is probably not so easy.
Okay.
Fortunately, they're not burdened with gold or anything.
Yeah, no, whatever we had, we could carry with us. We'll send them back the direction we came from then.
Okay. They kind of happily head that direction because there's a lot of cat smell over this way. Cats stink pretty good, and they're very nervous by what they're smelling. And you kind of like give them a guide, and they trot back towards the road.
Okay.
They'll probably make their way back to Olvington
If they survive that
if
long.
they survive that long.
If Andrew lets them.
He's a very cruel god of horses.
He is. He's the death of horses. All right, so we head north. Or well, I don't know as I picture this in my mind north, but maybe south,
Okay.
whatever.
It doesn't matter.
We-
I said north earlier, so
Okay.
we're heading north.
So we head that way.
Okay, so you kind of make your way deeper into the shadows and try to make your way around. Go ahead and give me that stealth roll again.
Okay.
Come on, stealth. Good old stealth. 14.
I don't have any XP. It is not good.
How bad is it?
I rolled a 3.
It's bad. Here, you can have one of mine.
Okay, thank you.
So you can spend XP to reroll. We covered this a little bit, but so she gets to choose a 3 or a 3.
Or 3.
Andrew just had to open his big mouth, talk about how good my dice were rolling. Oh, yes. You jerk.
You know.
Yeah.
Hey, you can, this is like real life where you can get like a payday loan, but with XP, right? with
No.
really gross amounts of interest.
No. I'm afraid that doesn't work that way.
I guess that's kind of good, actually.
All right.
I am, however, going to retroactively give you each an experience point because you've discovered that there is a camp in your way. And
That's
discovery
awesome.
is what you get XP for.
So can I give this back to you and re-roll that 3 a third time?
Sure, because I was retroactively giving it to you. Because I should have done it when we first discovered there was a camp.
14.
That's much better.
That's so much better than those other 2
Now
rolls.
I've forgotten what you
SK3
rolled
is
originally.
14, actually.
Okay.
It's like, there's a twig there. There's a twig there. Don't
Okay.
step on that.
So you guys move your way through. And there's a little bit of a creek that you cross. And do you want to, I mean, it's not very deep. It's like maybe...
I have balancing and climbing. I'm pretty sure I can get
You can
across
cross
it
it.
by
I mean,
myself.
crossing it's not going to be difficult.
What's that?
I didn't know if you wanted to cross it or...
Well, do we have to cross it to get around the camp? I mean, it would seem like if we come to a creek, we would have to cross it.
Most likely, but I mean, if you wanted to cross it here, or if you wanted to wait, or if you wanted to, like, you actually walk up the water stream of the creek, I don't know.
Is it very wide? Is it...
It's about 8 feet across,
Okay.
and the depth at this point, it's moving slowly to the south.
So is it a surface creek like there are around here where it's
Yeah,
mostly
it's
just
only about-
rocks?
it's only
It's
about-
like
yeah,
a couple
it's-
inches. We're not
yeah,
like talking.
it's
Okay.
about a foot and a half deep right now.
Okay. How dark is? I mean, it's been night, but how? I mean, is it still? Are we still going into?
It's dark.
Okay.
Yeah.
We probably don't want to walk in it in the dark. That would be terrible. But we could look for a better crossing place too.
And it's a full moon tonight, so you've got some moonlight going, which is how you were traveling by, mostly.
Because we're dumb.
You were trying to
It
move
was Gibbous
stealthily.
last time. It's been 2 weeks.
It's been a little bit of time.
Well,
I think I said there was about 2 weeks.
Well, maybe it waned and now it's coming back on.
Yeah.
I mean, he only played werewolf. I mean, it's not like he has to know how the moon works. Maybe there's 2 moons. How do you know? Hey,
We'd
look.
have- I think
I'm
we'd
just
have
saying that
way
just
more
been time has
werewolves
passed.
than
I
2
wasn't
moons.
worried about how much time has passed.
Well, it's not Earth either, so maybe the moon cycle here is shorter or longer.
I'll give it a rest.
And I guess a few days would make more sense if it's going back.
Hey, I'd like to go ahead and use my astronomology to figure out what
Astronomology.
astronomology. Figure out what the moon cycle is.
In these parts, it goes gibbous, crescent, half, full, new.
Yeah, this is totally not.
No, they go in.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead
Do you
and
remember the part where I said there was like almost no preparation on this?
so we're gonna head down the creek a little bit and see if we can find a place that's maybe a little shallower, so we don't have to get too wet.
Okay.
Because these are fancy shoes.
Okay.
No, they're not.
So, you find a place to cross where it's not going to get you so wet, and you balance across the rocks because you can, and it's easy enough. and you find the edge of the cemetery. And you actually see lights in the cemetery.
Uh-oh.
And
Are
you
they
can
creepy
hear
lights?
they're creepy lights.
Oh.
There is green flame coming from a number of torches.
Well, now it's set in stone. I have to wear a fez next time.
Yeah.
Freddy's not wearing it.
Nope, he's not. All right, so
Creepy lights in the cemetery.
so the cemetery is closer than we thought. Okay.
Well, no, you've crossed that distance.
Okay.
Hand waving time travel. Yeah,
The
travel
wibbly
distance.
wobbly timey wimey thing. Okay, got it.
We're
It's time to
moving.
get-
We're moving.
We're moving along.
Yes.
Andrew's like, we're done. All right, so there's green lights in the distance. That's I think it would be really in our best interest to like take 10 before we encounter this.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm looking to take 10.
So I'm feeling pretty good after improvising some band-aids and
I'm down by half in both of those pools. I'd
gross.
really like to take 10. Oh, are you kidding me? It landed on its side, though. Oh, that was you. All right.
here. Let me improvise some penicillin for you.
That would be great right about now.
I'm gonna go for 4.
All right, you're gonna try to heal her at 4.
Yeah.
So you're gonna bandage some of those wounds on her and
15.
okay. Heal up 4.
And 4 more.
To whichever pool you want to put them in.
It's a shame you can't just roll it, and that's how many it heals.
Yeah. All right. I am not in bad shape now. I'm not in great shape, but I am very close to being not
While
in
you
bad
guys
shape.
are taking your moment there,
Uh-huh.
let's go ahead and do this. So let's go with one of these for each of you,
Okay.
because you've had enough time to kind of regroup and. So some ciphers back.
Okay.
Now the reason I handed them out now, they're subtle ciphers. If we had been playing a game where there was loot to be had, looting the bodies would have produced something. So rather than do that, I'm just going to hand them out
Okay.
easily. You could do like a little bit like introspection and try to find ciphers. But I'm not going to bother with that. We're just going to hand them off.
Okay. All right.
So you can see these green lights in the actual cemetery.
Well, I don't think they're werewolves.
Well, I don't think it really matters. Whatever it is a problem.
What do your dumb books tell you?
My dumb books tell me that there were werewolves. I don't know. Let me look at these dumb books. Okay, so I would like to make an intellect check using my forbidden lore, training in my forbidden lore, and my books as an asset.
And you're probably burning something that has like copper or something in it so that it burns a different color.
Okay.
But that definitely has some ritual connotations to it.
Okay.
Or even in the rarer, more esoteric, crazy things.
That's what I tell you first. This part.
I hate these parts.
I don't even know what it is, but this is going to be the crazy thing I tell you
It
first.
could be that these torches are lit with some sort of hellfire.
Oh, that's definitely what I tell you first. These torches are hellfire.
That's stupid.
I don't make hellfire, man. I just report it.
It's probably copper or something.
Well, maybe. It could be that.
You probably don't know that. If you would like to make a roll for it, though.
No, that sounds way too much like lore. Or trivia.
Well, it's probably hellfire, but on the rare outside, it might be copper.
It's probably just green wool.
It's probably just green wool. It comes from green sheep. Okay.
That's how that works either.
That's not what your son says.
Bye, Horrorpunk.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yep. Have a good night.
All right.
So, plans, ideas.
All right. Well, we're going to need to get closer to see what it is. What's really going on in there? My guess is they're looking for the same sword we're here to look for, those jerks.
They don't need it. They're fighting with the werewolves.
All right. Well, I guess we need to go sneaking in, see if we can figure out where the crypt is. Because if they're searching, they don't know either.
How big is the cemetery?
According to the maps you guys are looking at, it probably takes up a square quarter mile. Roughly.
So it's not real. Well, it would be kind of big
It's
for
kind of
this
big.
area.
Lights kind
And there are 2 or 3 mausoleums.
Are the lights kind of centralized, or are they...
No, they're right near the gate. The main gate of the...
So they haven't entered the cemetery yet.
Yeah, they're inside. It's
Oh.
inside. It's near the main gate inside.
Oh. So our research, when I say our, I mean my research, did it indicate where in the cemetery the mausoleum that we were looking for was at? Okay, but this is like the mausoleum of a king.
No,
A
it's
former-
of
or
a hero who
of a former hero.
found the sword of a king.
Oh, okay. I would still expect this to be a fairly...
The sword has changed hands a number of times. It was originally stolen, and it made its way into the hands of this hero, and you're not even 100% certain it's the sword of the king, but it is most likely the same sword.
Okay. Well, can we get closer?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the gates? How tall are the
wall
walls?
around the wall around the outside is a stone wall. It's about 4 feet tall, and then it comes to an arch at the gate. The archway goes up to about 10 feet. Well, it comes up to about 6 feet, really wide, and then it goes up to about 10 feet at the apex of the arch,
Okay.
and that gets a lot narrower as it comes up and arcs over.
All right. Well, I don't want to go through the gate because that's where they are.
Are the lights like just inside the gate, or are they outside the gate?
Just inside.
How far do they illuminate?
A pretty big area.
Are there
They're pretty bright. They're brighter than a normal torch.
Are there very clearly guards at the gate?
Not that you can see. Just the 4 lights.
We could climb the wall.
It's only 4 feet.
Yeah, and I have climbing. So there's a
What's
better.
that like?
I don't know. I don't know. Let me roll and I'll tell you.
It's a 4-foot wall. I'm not gonna make you guys roll to climb it.
Okay.
It's a 4-foot wall made of stone.
Okay.
That's
So
loose-
it wouldn't be too hard to
It's
climb.
tightly stacked, but it's still stone. So plenty of handholds and purchase points.
All right. So we will climb the wall
Okay.
and see what's on the other side.
So you climb over the wall, and you can immediately see that there's a stone marker right in front of you, and there are Stone markers
Oh,
irregularly placed all over.
okay.
That's about all you see at the moment.
And we can see the torches, though.
And there's a fifth torchlight,
Uh-huh.
also green, wandering around near one of the mausoleums.
That's what I was kind of waiting for.
From this distance, you can't make it out, but it does appear to be a darkly cloaked and robed figure.
Well, chances are, if that's not on its way back, he's still looking. They're still looking for whatever it is that. And is that light headed toward us? Is it headed to the other side of
No,
the?
it's wandering around one of the mausoleums.
Okay,
Is it doing like a perimeter on the mausoleum, or is it?
it's probably looking for markings to figure out who the mausoleum belongs to figure out if that's the one that they're looking for.
Slowly walking pace,
Walking. Slow walk.
slow walk, slow enough to be searching.
Could be.
Okay. Just want to make sure it wasn't like someone just guarding it.
Go ahead and give me a perception, and Monica, you can modify this with your like crazy lores.
Okay, so I get
Your forbidden
2.
knowledge.
So I get 9.
18 reduced by 1.
9 reduced by 2. So Scott actually did better than I did.
Okay. Scott, you can recognize that his pace is very slow, and there seems to be almost like a rhythm to the way he's moving the light.
I'm shorter. I can't see that far.
No, but you can kind of pick out that there's a rhythm to the way the light's moving,
Uh-huh.
and you're not 100% certain, but it's almost ritualistic. The way the pace that he has, and the regular way he stops, moves the light, and then moves again.
So maybe he has found, or he or she has found the correct mausoleum. So now we got to go figure out. Oh, well, we'll just wait for them to reclaim it and then kill them and take the sword from them. I mean, that's really
I mean,
the
they can't be any harder to kill than war cats.
I know, right? And we're prepared. So I get my pistol out. But we'll go on over.
Okay.
Stealthily.
Moving quietly. Go ahead and give me one of those rolls.
Okay.
I hate those rolls.
17.
13.
All right, you both move up as quietly as you can. You don't seem to have caught anybody's attention. As you get closer, you can hear a chant.
A chant, you say?
A chant, I say.
Chant, you say?
Is this an imperial?
No.
Imperial? Ooh.
It's something. It's really loud.
I'm sorry.
It's
Well,
right.
I didn't mean to bump it.
It's in something you don't really recognize.
Babel.
You're not 100% certain? Go ahead and give me a roll on that.
It's an enabler thing.
I know.
Okay. 19.
19. You hear
Can I apply
bunch of words
cryptography to it?
yeah, so it's a little bit of cryptography and some babble going on. Awaken, arise, something like that.
I don't think I need to make a forbidden lore check to let you know that that's really bad news.
You kind of pick up on a lot of the same stuff. They are speaking an ancient occult language,
Uh-huh.
and
When you say they, one person they or multiple days?
there's one person there,
Okay. All right.
right? But they.
Okay.
because
That's fine. We don't know what the...
their
Okay.
gender.
That's fine. I just
Um,
wanted to...
They're speaking in the very, very dead language. and it appears to be a dark dead language.
Oh, that's not good. I told you it was hellfire.
Something about doing thy bidding, or do my bidding. You heard of thy?
It might have been thine. It might have been mine.
Yeah, you're not certain 100%.
Potato, potato.
Yeah. You're not certain, but you're. Given everything else, you can guess that it's probably not do thy bidding. It's probably do my bidding or thine bidding, or just something that not.
That crazy old English.
Yeah. We're not going to go with that.
Not keen on all this mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't
It
good.
is mumbo jumbo.
This isn't good. We need to go interrupt that.
You said we're close enough. It looks like it's only just the one person.
Mm-hmm.
Is the door to the mausoleum open or sealed?
It is open.
So, it's a full moon with my astronomology. Is this a good...
Astronomology?
No, Michael says that I have to pronounce it right. He says it's astronomology.
Astronomology.
I like astronomology myself, but
Astronumerology.
astronumerology, that's a different branch. Is this a particularly auspicious night for summoning dead heroes back to life?
It is a full moon.
Okay. That's auspicious enough.
It's a pretty
Okay.
potent
Okay.
for an impromptu sign. It's a pretty
Necromancy performance. Okay.
It's a pretty useful but common tool.
Okay. All right. So, I think we need to go disrupt this nonsense.
Nope.
If anyone's going to be summoning heroes from the dead, it'll be us.
As you guys are having that bit of a discussion, we're going to go with a group intrusion.
Well, that's awesome because here at the table of two, all intrusions are a group intrusion.
With your logic.
Okay.
So for group intrusion, I would just give the points to each player. Again, 2 players, so everybody gets exactly, as Monica pointed out, the same, regardless of who gets it. But for the sake of discussion. So I'm going to do this group intrusion. And just as you guys are kind of saying, we got to stop this, Flame seems to leap off of the... He's actually made his way all the way back around to the front door of the mausoleum, and the flame off of the torch seems to leap off the torch, and it hits the ground around him and encircles him. And then there's a tremor, and almost like a wave that passes out away from him, so that it crosses over the mausoleum and back behind him.
It is my professional opinion that this is bad. We are now in trouble. Maybe we should give up on the sword. What do you think? I mean, how committed are? I mean, how committed are you to this sword? And tune in next.
We can rob before we leave.
Scott.
Tune in next week when we abandon another plot.
From where you're standing,
Yes.
you can see gold plates inside the mausoleum.
There are shins to be had.
And piles of gold coins kind of riding up on these plates, and then the silver platters, and you see a couple of pretty good sized clay urns.
Oh, if gaming has taught me anything, we got to smash those urns because there's magic stuff in there.
Dang it! Why
Or
are we
healing
so?
potions or
Why
something.
are we so far away? All right.
However, you can also see a dark figure in armor moving out.
Oh, that's not good.
If you kind of move to match Scott's angle, you can see all the same stuff.
Oh, there's a lot in there. Maybe we just let them leave, and then we'll just go in and collect what's left.
Yeah, then they'll probably have the sword.
Yeah, and then we'll probably get killed.
And all the gold plates won't buy a magic sword in the next town.
Yeah, because there won't be one. We'll probably have to stop this.
I think the next town is Olvington.
Going
Yeah.
back?
I don't think they're going to let us back.
They've already gone through there.
This is bad. Do you think you can talk your way out of this one? I don't know.
I don't know about talk, but I do have a small mirror and some stuff.
Well, I mean, I've got a quarterstaff and a saddlebag, and a double-barreled pistol and magnifying spectacles. I mean, I don't see why we can't do this.
Well, here's my thought. Let's use a distraction.
That's a great idea. Do you have one?
Kinda.
Great. What do you have?
I've got a powder gun and a small mirror.
Okay, well, we've established that. A powder gun and a small mirror, and I have magnifying spectacles. Now, if we could just put the magnifying spectacles on him, he'll think we're bigger, and then we'll be scarier. I'm not sure that's going to work.
I'm thinking we can maybe use the mirror to reflect some of the hellfire light, and maybe the extra light might disrupt the ritual, or at least get someone's attention and make them wander off in a different direction.
Maybe if we got a little closer, we could shoot them.
I don't like that. Because
Okay.
then they're going to try and kill us.
They're already going to try and kill us. How far away are we at this point?
They're at about the midway point, so you're a ways off.
All right, so we still have to move in if we're going to do anything. Well, let's move in. Let's see if we're going to do anything.
May as well.
We continue to move in because we don't love ourselves enough.
I will take some of my spare gunpowder
Okay.
and actually coat the mirror in it.
Okay. So it's got a dusty coating of black.
As we continue in, I'd like to see if I can figure out how we can... I don't know if I repeat the ritual, but take away or wrestle the control of the hero from the necromancer to us.
Okay.
I mean, I've got supernatural and forbidden lore and puzzle solving enigmas.
Go ahead and give me a roll on that.
Okay, I'm gonna spend some intellect on this
And
because
you can.
I need to.
How many levels of those do you have?
I have one of each.
Only apply one. So forbidden or lore or whatever. Do you have any perception?
I do have perception.
So you go ahead and lower it 2 levels.
Okay, 2. And then I'm going to spend 2 effort to lower it by 4.
Mm-hmm.
How much XP you got over there? I got 1. I rolled a 5. You can either spend your XP to reroll my 5 now, or you can spend it later. I'm
I'm
gonna
use it for a thing in a minute here.
Okay, I'll reroll. 13, and
Okay.
reduced by 4.
So difficulty reduced by 4.
Mm-hmm.
You rolled a 13. He appears to have some sort of bone
Oh.
Hey,
that he's using.
what he's doing with this ritual is his business.
Looks like it may be a femur.
That's a wow. He's taken the hero's bones from his crypt. That's not cool. Or somebody's bone. Probably gonna have to get that bone.
Chances are that's the link.
Okay.
How close are we?
Not terribly close. It's kind of a long distance.
We're going to have to get closer.
Yes, we are gonna have to get closer because we don't have any way to attack at a long distance.
Let's close a bit.
Okay. So you start moving in. Who's leading this charge?
I
Are
don't.
you
There's
going-
only
are
two of
you-
us, and we're probably side by side.
So
I
you're going
can't.
side by side?
Yeah, that'll reduce our chances of being hit by 50%.
That's why they always know our numbers. We don't walk single file.
I know we are the worst sand people ever.
Oh. I picked on Scott a lot the last time.
Oh, that's okay. I have no XP. I'm gonna need it anyway. As long as you pick on one of us, I don't care.
Okay. So as you start to kind of like move in and try to get closer, the ground near your feet gives way and bony hands clasp your leg and hold you, and there's this death chill from the grave that comes up and tries to sap away your life force. Give me a might defense roll.
I was afraid this was gonna happen.
Gross.
I was afraid of that. 19. Ha ha! Take that.
Okay, so you shake off the cold of the grave. It burns a little, but it doesn't actually diminish your health any.
Can I take one of the bones and claim this warrior as my own?
Probably not.
Well, that stinks. With
Dang
over
it.
19, I can't do anything fun like that. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Ah, you stink.
No, that's the graveyard.
That stinks too. This one especially stinks.
A might defense, Michael. Michael asks, a what defense?
A
Might defense means that she's actually already been tagged by it. She's trying to resist the supernatural effect of being touched.
It's not unlike a fortitude save in some circles, but not always.
But more generic.
But right, yeah. Just being strong enough to shake it off.
Right. And for the record, that would have actually drained you of straight off of the damage track.
Oh, well, thank you for not doing that. I really appreciate that.
That wasn't me, that was your dice.
That's why I was saying thank you, too. My dice is right here.
So you wrench your leg free. You can actually see frost on your pants leg.
Man, that's never going to come clean.
And the air starts to, you can see wisps of
Just
smoke in
unholy
the air.
water.
It is just unholy water.
And you continue to pull your way through. You can see there are several other places in the vicinity where hands are trying to pull their way out. But not much more than arms make it out of the dirt at this point. If it's much longer, you might find that changes, but the digging out process is evidently very slow. And now that you've seen what you're looking for, you can kind of avoid them.
Okay.
So you finish moving up the distance. Go ahead and give me an initiative roll. because I'm assuming that you're going to be trying to take on this cultist and this Death Knight that is coming out of the tomb.
Yes. I rolled a 2.
I was going to go for my distraction first.
Okay. What's your distraction?
So I'm going to spend an XP
Mm-hmm.
because when I was young, I was a champion rock skipper, and there's no more perfect rock to skip than a perfectly level plane, like a small mirror
Okay.
that's coated in gunpowder. And I would like to toss it at the torch,
Okay.
the hellfire blazing torch that the cultist is carrying.
Okay.
So my initiative of a 2, I'd like to just go ahead and say now, since I didn't fail the initiative with a 1, he does such a good job that I'm mesmerized.
All right. So
Go
go
for
ahead
it,
and give me a
Scott.
speed roll to see if you can hit that torch.
18 on the die.
Sure.
I'm so
I was
distracted.
going to say, let's use a distraction, which will lower my diff.
Oh, well, that's a distraction. So, yeah, go ahead and lower that difficulty.
Phew.
I'm distracted.
So you do that, and it shatters. So there's a rain of sharp glass at the cultist figure, and a flare of powder in the light that is distracting. However, it does not seem to have any effect on the dead hero.
Does
The
it make
cultist, on the other hand, he is now currently trying to pat out the bits of green flame that are coming up his robes.
Was it enough of a spark and a shatter, like raining glass, that it caused him to drop
The torch?
the not the torch,
The
the
femur.
bone?
The bone? No.
Dang it!
Good try though.
It's worth a try.
No. Now we get him, Ray.
All right.
When in doubt, that is always the best plan. Not really, but it's the only one we got.
Yeah, so he's kind of like hitting with like his wrist on his other arm, putting out his little sparks.
Are we in shooting range now?
Well, we need to do initiative.
Oh yeah, no, I go last.
So you did your initiative.
I'm on 6.
You're on 6.
You were so amazed it went so well.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 2.
Yeah, you go last.
I told you I went last. Nobody goes beyond 2.
Okay.
Ninjas don't scream and leap; they just leap.
We're clearly not ninjas because we're gonna scream.
They maybe give it a hi-ya.
No, that's
And a wah.
karate. That's
Hi-ya.
And a kicker, sir.
I knew that's where you were going.
You're welcome.
I think you just broke Andrew.
No.
No.
So, this dead hero comes lumbering out, and he moves a lot smoother than you expect. The armor seems to glimmer and glow from underneath with this sickly green aura of pale light.
I don't think that's copper.
Polish it up.
I don't mean the armor. I mean the green light. I'm pretty sure that's hellfire. We are so in trouble. All right, let's do this.
And as it steps out, you each need to make intellect defense rolls.
Ooh.
Ooh, mental defense. I can do that.
I don't have any defenses. I'm in trouble.
A 15, and I am trained in mental defense.
I rolled a 15, and I am not trained in mental defense.
But you both shake off the debilitating fear.
Yay. I don't have the sense God gave little rocks. I'm in good
The
shape.
debilitating fear that this thing gives off, you're pretty certain would have had you acting only every other round.
Ooh.
Ew.
I decided I really don't like Andrew as GM. One of us should GM
You
from now on.
made your roll. You made your defense check.
I
You're
know, but
fine.
chances of me making this are very slim to none usually. All right, so
As it happens, there's a full moon tonight.
yes,
I wonder if it's blue.
but is it the second one in a row? So
It's made of zeppelins.
it's made of zeppelins. All right, so
Okay.
the hero attempts to.
So he comes out, and just coming out brings him close enough that this aura hits you. He doesn't even have to do anything for that. That's just a free effect.
Okay.
And he starts crossing the distance towards the pair of you.
Yay.
Scott,
Hi.
he's coming towards you.
Well, I was
He's
kind
coming
of a
towards
jerk.
Malcolm.
You were
You've
kind
just-
of a
You
jerk.
just chucked your mirror at the cultist, who is now patting out small flames.
I gave up my vanity to make a difference.
And we really appreciate that.
And this is.
So what are you doing?
I'm actually going to, since I've still got a rifle,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to level that and take a shot at the cultist.
Okay.
19 on the die.
Okay. That's gonna get you some extra damage.
Can I do extra damage or an effect?
Yes, you can trade damage for effect.
Rather than the extra damage, I would like to shoot the femur out of his hand.
You'd like to attempt to.
Yes.
I'd like to shoot his hand off. Don't break the bone. Shoot his hand off.
Yeah.
I think shoot him in the hand, he should drop it. That was kind of the hope with the exploding mirror.
All right. So
Yeah.
how much damage do you do?
I don't know. What does a rifle do? I
Um,
don't have that book.
My
Rifle-
pistol did 4, but I
we'll make the
don't-
rifle a heavy weapon, so it does 6.
Okay.
You rolled a 19,
Mhm.
so that's plus 3.
Yeah.
So that's 9 points of damage. If you reduce the damage by 7, you can disarm him.
So you would only do 2 points of damage, but then he would drop what he was holding.
Yes.
I want him to drop the femur. Because my guess is that the femur is letting him control the thing, and if he doesn't have it, the thing won't do anything.
Yeah, but it just laying on the ground's not going to be enough. We got to get it. But okay. But it on the ground means that it's
It's not in his
suddenly.
hand.
And, yeah.
So I will trade the damage for the effect.
Okay. So the femur goes sailing away from him. About 3 or 4 feet. It kind of like tumbles end over end with the force of the bullet shot. It is remarkably undamaged by this. And the cultist whirls towards you.
Excellent. You keep him busy. I'll go get that.
He kind of does. He like looks at, kind of whirls towards you and looks, and then he dives for the bone. He's got a bit of distance to cover, but he kind of stops what he's doing, starts heading for the bone. You start trying to cover that distance as well.
I have running.
You have running.
I have running.
He doesn't have very far to go.
I have running and a pull of speed.
So there's a good chance he's going to pick it up before you get there, but you can wrestle it away from him.
Okay.
And he's certainly not doing anything else with it this round.
All right.
So the knight stops moving.
Once he drops it, yay. All right.
Yay!
Yay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yay!
All right. So I run toward it.
Okay. Knight's not doing anything currently. It forfeits its action. What do you do?
As it just occurred to me that these are powder weapons, rather than doing the latch and
You have to
reload
reload it.
I just toss it down, pull one of the loaded pistols,
Okay.
take a shot at the cultist.
Okay.
That one's not so hot. That's a 7.
That's enough to hit.
Oh, he's
Oh.
prone,
No.
No,
or he's down, but
No.
he's just not
he's just
very.
not high level.
He's
I wish I'd
not.
known that. I'd have rolled too, but running and shooting is not easy.
Cool. So 4.
4 points damage. Okay. He hits you. You hit him, and he stops moving.
Wow.
Neat.
So I keep running to this bone.
Okay. Flames start to spread out from the discarded
Torch.
torch towards
Okay.
the bone.
Well, I can't be that far away from it. Am I?
Yeah. You guys were long range away from him. Scott disarmed him from long range. It only knocked it about 3 feet.
I thought we were closer than that
No.
I thought we were closer than that too.
because we had to get close enough that I could throw the mirror.
Oh, that's true. I guess you did get up to short range.
That's what I was
So
thinking.
yeah, you can cross
medium.
check.
Yeah. At least
Yeah.
no
So
more
yeah,
medium
yeah,
range.
you can get to him.
I'm
Wow,
so
you
good at
got a
throwing-
great arm. You have. We are in the
I forgot-
wrong.
I
We are in
forgot-
the
I
wrong
forgot about
adventure. You should be in the major leagues. What? Sorry.
I skipped it across a couple of headstones.
Yeah, I mean,
There was skipping involved. No, seriously. Yeah, you're closer than I was originally thinking. That's all.
okay. So I would like to go rescue the bone from
So-
its.
So you go and pick up the bone.
Against all better judgment, yes. I
Okay.
pick up the bone.
All right. So you have to reach into the fire
Okay.
where the flames have spread and engulfed it.
Okay.
Give me another might defense roll.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and spend effort on that. But I rolled a natural 20.
All right. So you
So I
get all
don't
that
even have
effort
to-
back.
Yeah. Oh, yay.
You pick up the bone, and the flames burn your hand. You still take a point of damage.
I have armor.
Okay.
So I still don't think it's copper.
No.
It's definitely hellfire.
Oh yeah.
This is definitely
But you don't lose your soul.
yay. Thank God for 20s.
Or whatever that effect would have been.
Yes.
So you pick up the
Do not look at the man behind the death veil.
you pick up the bone.
Uh-huh.
What do you do with it?
Oh. Hello, night. Is this thing on? I don't know. What would I do? Okay, so enigmas. How and with between enigmas and my forbidden lore, I mean, I've never
Give
been
me
a
an intellect roll.
necromancer. I've never been a necromancer. I don't know. What do I do with it? 10.
You try a couple of commands and nothing happens.
Oh, I'm speaking the wrong language. If only I knew the language. Well, do I know that language?
Yeah. You've got enough occult.
Evil Robot Games would like to know if a moonlit bone in a graveyard is worth your soul.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, guess it depends on.
Depends on the kind of
on the-
imprint you get from the headstones.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. So, speaking the appropriate language, the commands don't work.
Right.
Okay.
Also, hello, Evil Robot Games.
Yes. At this point, I'm thinking it's because I didn't perform the ritual. But I don't know the ritual. Or at least I don't think I know the ritual probably well enough. Is that the case?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, thanks. I've always wanted this intrusion, I'm sure.
Now, normally I try to keep the intrusions balanced, but again, since we only have 2 players, it doesn't really matter who I give them to.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm very generous in one-shot things like this. I usually throw a lot of XP around. You wouldn't probably want to throw this much XP in your home games. So, there's this popping noise at your feet.
It's gunpowder residue.
And then you hear this, like, ripping of flesh.
What? Do I move and look down? What is it?
The cultist
Mm-hmm.
is twisting and writhing on the ground, and you can hear his skin ripping.
Oh, yuck.
Well, that's just nice.
And his skeleton pulls itself free of his robes, his clothing. It's black.
Oh, it's
And
naked.
it's burning. It's basically kind of like pulling through and burning its way out.
I'm gonna move away from that. I'm pretty sure that that's contagious.
And it reaches out for you.
Well, I'm glad I'm moving.
You're like backing away.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. I stow the bone in my my bag.
Okay. As you're stowing the bone,
Uh-huh.
and it's kind of like pulling it, it was pulling itself free. At this point, it unfurls shadow wings made entirely of shadow.
I don't think that's in my book.
Ew.
Is that in my book? Have I ever read anything about this?
Not that you recall. And its eyes gleam with the same green flames.
I hear Night on Bald Mountain playing now.
So it's a skeletal form with a shadowy pair of wings and fire for eyes inside the blackened skull.
Yeah, I've never heard of this before. This is new.
This is awful.
This is terrible. So the
Right.
knight's... Go ahead.
You can see this thing has pulled itself up. It's within arm's reach of your friend. The undead hero isn't doing anything.
Try using the phrase blah. It should be protect me.
So you're going to yell out and try to help her.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's aiding. So it's going to...
Otherwise, I have to reload.
His aid will lower your difficulty.
Okay. So I'm going to spend some effort. I'm only
And
going
I'm going to go ahead and see if the difficulty on that's low enough that we're just going to... Because that's awesome.
Oh, I don't... Okay.
That was a
Good use of Babel.
good use of Babel, yeah.
All right. So I say that. Do I need to roll, or I say that? What he tells me.
What he says, you still
Yeah.
have to roll.
Okay, still have to roll. Okay, so I do reduce...
He's aiding.
Oh, he's aiding. Oh, okay, so he didn't have to roll for that. All right.
I'm just letting him get away with the aid because that was an awesome bit of advice
All right.
and good use of his abilities.
Okay. Can I use Forbidden Lore to...
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Voodoo translating would be combat appropriate.
So, yeah, right. So that's a total reduction of 3. I rolled an 8. This is bad. I rolled a 4. And the 8 is still not going to be good enough. You got it. Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm afraid to roll again. I'm just afraid to roll again and go any lower, and I'm gonna.
Doesn't matter. You'd only take you
I
take whatever
know.
the highest one is.
16.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of experience.
That's
points.
a lot of experience points. It was.
Ooh.
I keep saying it over and over again until I get the intonation.
No, the umlaut goes over the.
Ooh, ooh. Not.
It looks like a crane. It's a Menaphis.
What about? What about? Ah, this is a surprise.
a manifest. and
They
it
go saw.
Saw.
the Death Knight whirls on this thing, and it charges.
I hope it doesn't charge at me.
It's charging in your general direction. It's running towards your friend.
I told her to have him do that.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Yep.
So far, so good.
This is either gonna save me or end me.
Monica.
Yes.
Speed defense roll.
Oh. Well, it's a good thing I didn't spend all of that speed, all my effort the last round. I'm going to spend on the speed too. Which is good because I rolled an 8.
Okay. You are hit.
Of course I'm hit.
You are hit with a taloned hand.
How much?
That is 6 points of damage.
Ouch.
Oh, I killed him. Now his level went up.
Obviously.
You let the devil loose.
It's not even my final form.
Yeah, great. This is bad.
The devil that he was using to do all the things used the opportunity to step into this world.
Yay.
That's how I do.
All right,
Just
Al.
not a Winchester if I don't let something bad out.
We have to end the season on an upswing. All right.
It's spelled Fitzroy, but it's pronounced Winchester.
And I wish I'd thought to name myself Charlie or Velma. Anyway, I run
Okay.
because
Away.
yes, away. We run away.
So you
I run back. I try
try to
to
beat a retreat.
yeah. I try to move away.
Okay. So the knight interposes itself between you and the devil thing.
Oh, thank goodness.
It takes a swipe at the creature,
Mm-hmm.
and you see sparks fly as its sword crosses the bony arm, and it leaves this glowing streak on the bone.
Reload your weapon. Reload your weapon.
No, because if I miss, it's going to think I'm shooting at it.
No, as long as it doesn't think you're shooting at me.
Okay, reload the weapon.
But I have my pistol too, so.
Right.
Where are we at?
It would be Scott. Well, Scott just reloaded. It turns around and swipes at you again, Monica.
Mm-hmm.
You need to make another speed defense roll, but you gain an asset effectively for the aid of the knight.
So I didn't get to move away?
You did move away. It's moving with you.
Oh, wow.
It's moving very fast because it has wings.
Oh, wow. That's not good.
However, you have a defender.
Yeah. This is not good. All right. I spend some.
You can hear the beating of its
effort.
wings in the air as it.
Balance or running work for
I'll give
this?
you running.
Okay. So
You're
that'll
running,
lower it
so
by 2.
Yeah.
11.
Okay. So you've got running, You were using running,
Yeah, it's only a level 5.
and then you've got your help.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not quite enough. Take another 6.
Wait, I had effort too, so it lowered it by 3.
3. That's now enough.
Okay.
Good use of effort.
Yes, good use of effort.
Yeah.
Scott,
I will pick the rifle up and reload that as well.
Wait, you're not going to shoot?
Monica.
I'm going to shoot. No, I'm going to run. I can't do
keep
both.
running?
Yeah, I can't do both. I'll have to run.
All right. You're pretty certain that it is not it because it's faster than you are.
Mm-hmm.
Running isn't going to probably get you
Oh,
very far.
well, if that's the case, then I'll shoot.
unless you're just trying to get like up to where Scott is. But it is keeping pace with you easily.
Even with the knight attacking it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's bad.
I also figure we
Because
give
the
knight a
knight's
chance to-
moving with you too.
Okay. Do what?
I also figure we give the knight a chance to do his thing.
Yeah, well, I really don't have a lot of luck on that.
Knight's trying,
Yes. I am going to go ahead and shoot.
and it seems to be doing some of its thing. It keeps leaving these horrible glowing wounds on the thing.
18.
Okay. 18.
18.
All right. So this time you avoid. Or do you turn? Wait.
No, I shoot.
Are you turning?
I turned and shoot.
Okay.
I turned to shoot.
That's
so it's
gonna
an
hit.
18.
That hits.
And it's a double-barreled pistol, so at least one shot.
Okay.
I don't know. Can I get both shots off? I don't think so.
No.
It just allows me to not have to reload
Right.
every round. So it's 4 points of damage plus 2.
2. So 6 points.
6 points.
You also leave a glowing wound on it.
Ooh. I don't know why that is.
You carry into bone.
I
So it's
guess.
like, it leaves like a. You crack on its shoulder blade.
This is.
The inside of its shoulder blade.
Can I figure out what? Interesting. Can I figure out what this is?
Hmm.
Can I figure
Yeah.
out what this monster is?
Yeah, you can try to.
Okay. 15 with supernatural forbidden knowledge by
Probably
one.
some sort of demon or devil.
Do I know how to like exorcise or cast out a demon or something like that?
If you had the proper tools and time, it's a long process that you probably don't have time to perform. Now, however, if you can bring it down and subdue it, you could do that and send it back.
Okay.
And if you had your books handy already and you were prepared for it, you might have been able to start there, but
Well, they're in the same bag that the bone is in. I know where they're at.
so I mean, if you want to like throw it down and start digging around in your book, but that's going to put you kind of vulnerable.
Yeah, no. I don't want to do that. Hey, do you want the bone? That would give me some time. Then it would start attacking you. Just asking for a friend.
It's doing its job. It's protecting you
Ah,
by attacking the thing.
I know. It's just not doing it fast enough.
It does hit it again.
Okay, good.
So it does do a little bit more damage. What are you doing at this point?
Now that the rifle's reloaded,
Mm-hmm.
I'll take another shot.
Okay.
That's gonna miss.
What'd you roll?
A 6.
Yeah, it's gonna miss. Monica.
Well, I still have this second barrel.
Yep. Fancy ones.
No, I can't roll a 1. A 19!
That's a well-spent experience point.
Yes.
For sure.
So that's 7 points of damage.
Okay. does a little bit more. The devil thing attacks. This time it fully attacks the Death Knight,
Okay.
the dead hero. And they exchange blows.
Okay.
Each one seems to get weaker. As the Death Knight gets weaker, Monica, you can feel something pulse through the bone in your hand.
Well, it's in the bag, but I
Or
imagine
in
that
your,
there's
on your person.
on my person. I was gonna say, but I imagine that's something that I would be aware of anyway. Okay. All right. I withdraw away from the two of them
Okay.
and do pull out my book to try to get my stuff together for casting out this demon.
Okay.
Cover me.
That point, the dead hero takes a fatal blow.
No.
The armor kind of starts to break apart. The fire goes out of it, and all of it kind of just collapses around you. The sword, each of the pieces of the armor, boots, everything. And when it collapses, dust blows out the gaps. White bone dust.
Oh man, that's gonna be in my bag.
Better your bag than your teeth.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have been holding it there. That's gross. It also means now it's closer to the sword than we are.
No, the sword's right there by you.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
He was
Oh.
defending you.
Oh, he was defending me. Oh, okay. Well, then, can I pick the sword up?
Actually, Scott's got first action.
Oh, Scott's got first action.
I will take a shot with the pistol then.
Take a shot with the pistol.
14.
That will actually hit.
Excellent.
Wow.
4 damages.
4 damages.
4 damages. Okay. And Monica.
All right. I pick up the sword because it's there.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a D10 roll.
Oh.
I know we don't normally do things like this, but go ahead and give me a D10 roll for the activation and to make sure doesn't deplete at the end of this particular action.
Well, you know I'm rolling this die. It's going to. An 8.
You didn't roll a 1, so you're good.
Yay. It's an 8. I guess.
All right, so artifacts are long-lasting magic items, but most artifacts have a depletion roll, and if you roll it'll be like 1 in 1d10 or 1 in 100. If you roll whatever the depletion number is or lower, the item goes dormant. Monica didn't roll a 1 because this is a 1 in 1d10, so her sword is still active. And each
What
time
kind of sword is it?
Hmm?
What kind of sword is it?
it's a knight's long sword.
Light, medium,
It would be
Medium.
medium. Medium or heavy, depending.
It's a medium.
Is it? Okay.
Mhm.
Good. I can use it.
But inflicts damage like a heavy one.
Nice.
neat.
All right. Jeez, it's gonna be bad. Alrighty. Well, that's
So you
my
pick up the
turn.
s-
I
you
mean,
pick-
unless I can
you pick up
swing it,
the-
I
you
was
pick
gonna
up the
say I
sword.
pick it up.
And it lunges at you again.
I'm
And
sure.
it screams something in demonic hell speak.
I don't speak that language. All right. We'll attempt to dodge.
It's all
Horns on
guttural
your
and
face.
impossible pronunciations.
The horns on your face say otherwise.
I know, right? These just look bad. I'm gonna. Oh man. 3.
Okay. Take 6.
I am now on the damage track for impaired.
Pooh Bears.
Yes. I have no more might. And I do not have a lot of speed. Seems to be a recurring problem with this character.
Well,
Yeah.
Yep. Scott. What's Malcolm up to now?
reload the pistol.
Okay. So Malcolm's reloading.
You know, my quarterstaff is just laying around if you can use medium weapons.
I can't. I thought you had that with you.
Well, I'm not that far from you. And I would have
You can
had to
run up
drop
and
it.
grab it.
I would have
Alright.
had to have dropped it at some
I can
point
grab that.
because running with a quarterstaff can't be that easy. All right.
Yeah, I can run up
I don't know.
and
Ray does it. Star Wars.
Oh, that's
movies.
true. She does do that. But
Alright.
now I've picked up the sword, so
Yes.
chances of me having all that in my own hands.
Yeah, you would have. You
Yeah.
would have dropped it.
All right. I am going to attempt to swing this now with no might. I rolled a 5.
That's a miss.
Of course it is.
And it swings on you again.
Mm-hmm. That's an 8.
Take another 6.
Okay, I am on the ground debilitated.
So she drops.
I've got lots of smarts left.
Now you can grab either the sword or the staff.
Well, I've seen that the sword leaves very shiny damage marks.
Mhm.
I'm going to use the sword.
So you pick up the sword from your fallen compatriot. I will even let you go ahead and attack because you covered most of that distance last round. Wow, that was a nice shot with the die. It hit my foot. But I don't know where it went after it hit my foot.
You break out the magic phone tool. Bounce back.
It might have. It would have made sense.
Excuse us while we look for the die.
I should roll another one. We will find it. Nice shooting, Tex.
All right, let me take the other one out. I'm going to my backup die.
If it hits your foot, I wonder where it went. It's probably over there under his feet.
Let's get the fancy one. Ooh, fancy
This is
one
really-
was a good call.
This
That's a
is really
19.
great. This is really great radio while we look for the die on the floor.
That's what I
An
said, go ahead.
18?
18?
19.
19.
19.
Woo!
So that's 6. No, 8, yeah, 6. And then 19 is
Another 3,
3
so
more,
9.
9. And it goes. And bursts into motes of
Good.
dust.
Ooh, and I didn't break it either.
Yay!
Give me a might roll, Scott.
18.
Okay. You do not vomit from the stench that comes from it going to that.
I have a
Cloud
fox
of
for a
dust.
pet. I've probably smelled worse.
I'm just going to lay here for an hour. Wake me up. No, I'll wake up on my own.
So it just
Mhm.
sweet. I will drag her into the mausoleum,
Okay.
lay her out lovingly, and close the. Oh,
Debilitated, not dead.
I'm not dead.
Jackass!
Now you've already done healing on her for the day, so she can't be healed that way.
Right.
But I believe you still had did you already use your 10-minute rest?
Yeah, we
Alright,
did
so
that.
you're gonna wait here
That's
for an
what I
hour.
said. That's what I said. I'm just gonna lay here for an hour. Wake me up. Yeah, I mean, I can do healing insight on him,
I'm in a 10-minute rest myself.
But you can't move to do it.
but I
right
can't
now.
move to do it right now. I got a 4, so after an hour, I get back 6 points.
Does that take you at least off of one of your damage tracks?
Well, I can put them wherever I want. I can put 3 and 3, and it'll take me out altogether. I mean, unless there's a rule that says I can't do that I'm unaware of.
I'm unaware of any rule that says
Of course,
you
this
can't
is
do that.
this is the first time. These 2 games have been the first time I've ever really been on the damage track too. In the 5 years we've played this
We
game,
haven't played for 5 years.
4 years that we've played this game.
Well, all right, all right. We not on a long-running campaign. but
That's
I see
true.
what you- I see
That's
what you're
true.
saying.
We have not played a lot of long running. We have not played many, but yes.
Although to be fair, you guys don't get into a lot of fights in the long-running one.
Well, and honestly, with only 2 players, and there's only so many people you can hit at the table, you can't really spread it around. All right, so after an hour, I'm able to sit back up on my own,
Okay.
and I lean up against a wall.
And you have recovered your sword. You're recovered the missing sword. And gained it for your own use.
So while I'm laying there, you're like, "Hey, look what's in this urn! I'm gonna put it right."
And you
in
guys
my
have come across
pocket."
quite a bit of money.
Yay!
Smash the urn.
Why would you smash it? Why wouldn't
3
you
gold.
just open it? I know, right?
Because it's a video game thing. He's
I
smashing
know.
it so he can get to the treasure.
I know.
So you guys managed to find probably about 1,000 antique gold coins.
Wow, these are going to be worth more than what their face value is. We never get this much treasure. You know we're never going to get to play these characters again, right?
Still writing it
Down.
down. I'll even
Some gold
split it.
gold
Okay.
plates,
500.
gold and silver plates, cups and trinkets. And an urn full of jewelry.
Ooh.
Schmancy.
There's an urn full of exotic oils and spices.
Just put them on my body now. I'm going to be dead soon.
And a magic sword.
Hey, we got the magic sword of Mummy Whoop. Oh, wait. That's a different sword.
Yeah. So that's our demo of the Cypher system for our Cypher System Primer episode. We will field any last minute questions, but I think we've gone longer than we kind of had planned.
Gonna be a quick one.
Yeah.
Well,
3
Forgot who
encounters.
you're playing with here.
Yeah.
I expanded a little bit.
That too. You forgot who you were playing with.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, the last question was, is a moonlit bone in a graveyard worth your soul?
Yeah, so.
Well, in that case, I hope everybody had a good time.
It was alright.
I had a pretty good time.
I had a good time. Thanks for not killing me again.
I tried.
I know. Thank goodness my dice actually like me. I'm gonna use these dice from.
On
Yeah,
that,
and it's recorded, so
I know, right?
we know it actually happened.
I know.
and with that, I'm Andrew Marlowe.
And I'm Monica Marlowe. Thank you for watching Marlowe House Presents.
Good night.